Hello, gorgeous humans. Welcome to day two of the Power Masterclass. When you're hopping on it, say hello. Let me know how you're feeling from yesterday's call. If you're new to my world, this is your first time catching me live, this is your first masterclass, say hello. I want to get to know you. I'm so excited for the conversations we're going to have today, and I am so happy with the feedback. And for those of you who have already jumped into Goddess Code, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I want to share something with you guys because if you've been in my world, I talk about miracles all the time, talk about believing and keeping the door open to possibility, potentiality, really trusting. And the fact is, especially if you're an entrepreneur, I had four people join Goddess Code, and it was their first time meeting me yesterday on a live stream. And this is the proof and this is the evidence. Not that you need it, but I want to expand you because that's what I am here to expand you. I'm here to show you different ways of doing business, different ways of living life. That if we trust in the energetics, if we trust in God and the universe, and this is kind of the conversation we're going to have today, people can find you today and fall in love with you today and make a big purchase with you today. And this happens to me all the time. And you got to just trust. And this is why I'm so excited. And it's going to lead into a beautiful conversation around energetics because that is what I love to speak about, lead in my whole business. Even the strategies that I have in my business, they're very, very energetic. So I'm just gonna see who we have live with me today. Hello, Dominique. Tanya's in the house. Hello, gorgeous. Tammy's in the house. So happy to see you, gorgeous. Victoria, we got Rebecca in the house. Hello, gorgeous. Megan's here. Amazing, amazing. It's funny because it's saying there's no one live with me, but there's a comment. So I'm happy that you guys are here. So for those of you who caught yesterday, how are you feeling? Did you have any ahas, any breakthroughs? Did you have time to contemplate where am I putting certain things that I want, whether it's love, visibility, influence, money on a pedestal, and thinking that if I just get this, life will be perfect and amazing and easy. And then you notice that these are the blocks. And then for those of you who are very, very consistent, in your business, in your dating life, in your fitness, and you're not getting results, do you take the time to really contemplate, am I really fully all in energetically? What is it that I'm still not willing to do? What is it that I'm still not willing to experience or feel? Because everything comes down to energetic blocks. And when I go to the core with my clients and masterminds, it's always something energetic. It's always something we're not willing to do, experience, or feel, something we're putting on a pedestal. It's rarely the strategy. Like 99.9%, it's always an energetic thing. It's always a frequency thing. It's always our beliefs versus like not knowing what to do. You guys know what to do. It's we got to get everything energetically all in. The other thing I wanted to say, so you guys can comment in here as I watch you guys have fun. Hello, hello. I wanted to say is, so I'm going to put the draw on Monday. So some of you reached out and asked if you could use your last draw wins for the pre-sale right now. And no, because it's already half off. And it's like it's a life-changing course. It's a mastermind. This is like the holy grail of the courses that I create, Goddess Code, and it's a mastermind. So you can't use your tuition. So if you don't want to risk it, jump in before Sunday. Sunday, I think 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the cutoff to get the Goddess Code for $388 before it goes up to 77. And then if you do end up winning a tuition, you can use it towards something else. But if you want to wait for Monday, I'm going to be going live probably 1 o'clock in this group and we'll do a tuition draw. So I have some amazing things to give away for you guys. Hello, beautiful humans. So many beautiful faces. I'm so happy. So, let's begin because we have a big conversation today. So, yesterday we talked a lot about personal power, being energetically all in, no matter what, with my beliefs, with my faith, with my trust, with my energy, and the actions I take, fully all in. Even when duality comes, even when tests come, challenge comes, we know that these are opportunities to lean into our personal power, to prove it, because there's a lot of things that we are asking for and we really are manifesting our becoming. And so it's like for those of you who know your coaches, your leaders, you want to do legacy work, you want to lead people, there are going to be prove it moments. There are going to be opportunities to really be tested before God, universe can send you people. Especially if you're a leader, and a coach, and a mentor. We're the bridges. We can't be wobbly. We got to be all in. So this is why we do get these little tests. We do have these prove it moments. And then being a human, it's inevitable. There will be challenges. And so it's just an opportunity. Let me lean into my personal power more. And the true frequency of personal power is like, I am all in. I play to win. I believe until proven otherwise. And in my coaching and mentorship, the leading thing is always the energetics. It's never what we're doing. It's not what we're saying. It's who we are being when we're doing the thing, when we're saying the thing. Our success always comes down to our frequency and our energetics. It really doesn't matter what strategy you use, how you do things in your business, in your fitness, like how you take action. It's what's really important are the energetics in alignment. Do you believe? Do you trust? Because you could work so, so hard. And I see this all the time, especially because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, but you could work so hard. And if the energetics are not, I believe until proven otherwise, I trust, I have faith, God's got my back, then it won't work. Your energetics are really got to be the all inness, playing to win in your truth. Like these are the energetics of playing to win. I am all in. I am fully expressed in my truth, in my conviction, in my passion. It's your faith, it's your willingness, it's your trust, it's your conviction, it's your power. That's what draws in the people, that's what draws in the magic. And universally, like I really do believe God, universe is always watching us, like God's a fly on the wall. And so if we're not fully convicted, we're not embodied in what we're talking about, we're not in our conviction, this is why the people don't come. If you do something, you take an action in the energetics, you're doing it, but it's kind of playing not to lose. It's safe. You're doing it, but it's a safe move. You do it, but you're fearing, oh, what if people don't get it? Oh, what if people don't buy? What if I get judged? You're doing it, but safe in a sense, like you're avoiding disappointment, you're avoiding failing. You do it, but you're not fully playing to win in full conviction, believing in the greatest outcome that could happen. This is when things don't work. And a lot of people, either in our, like, if you look at the world, there are people that are completely asleep. They don't play at all. They really do believe life just happens to me. Like, we're just like here, there's no purpose. And they really do vibrate on a frequency of victimhood, meaning like they just believe life just happens. They have no power to change things. And then there are other people who play, but they play not to lose. So they do everything safe. Everything is small little investments, small little moves, avoiding judgment, as long as it's easy, as long as it's on my timeline, there's not much risk, there's not much kind of like the dipping your toe in the water, playing safe, doing things just to avoid failure. And then there are people that play to win. Like they play to win. They do the big bold things. They go all in on their investments. They take risks. They have faith without evidence. And this is the truth, is like when you play to win, you win. When the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Playing to win requires so much personal power. Like the belief that this is going to work, the belief in your mission, the belief in people and their power, trust in God, faith, the conviction, the passion. It's like the all-inness of your energy. There is no dipping our toe in. I'm going for this. It's the desire of my heart. I'm all in. And for women, the biggest reason we don't play full out and we settle a lot and we're doing the whole numbing thing is and the reason that we don't go for big things is we have a hard time with the disappointment. That's like the big feminine wound, the disappointment wound. And a lot of that starts when we're little. People made promises to you and they broke them. People said they were going to do something for you and they didn't show up. Your dad said he would take you here and there and he didn't show up. Your mom promised you to do things and it didn't work out. And there's a lot of disappointment. We hate feeling disappointment that we almost avoid doing anything just to avoid it like the plague. And this is why a lot of people settle. You will see, like, people will settle with the safe partner, not the person that they're wildly in love with, that they're so attracted to, but it's the safe partner, the partner that won't leave them. Even a lot of people will pick relationships where they're needed and they do the people pleasing things. It's like, as long as I'm needed, I know people won't leave me. As long as I'm needed, I'm important. They will play not to lose their whole life just to avoid feeling disappointment. And what happens? Then you just get to the end of your life full of regret. You live basically a very disappointing life because there's the human, but there's the soul. Your soul chose this human experience to play full out, to go on an adventure, to try things on, to crack different codes, to overcome obstacles, to be fully alive. When you live fully alive, there's no need to constantly drink and smoke and Netflix and all that. Like, yeah, you can have time to have fun, but if that's your life every single day, numbing out, like, that's why your soul feels so empty. Like, it's trapped in this human meat suit. You're not playing full out. And it's the saddest thing is at the end of our life, we're not even gonna know what the heck were we really an energetic match for. Like we don't even know. I don't even know what I'm an energetic match for. I have desires, but who knows where this life will lead me to. We will never find out what we're even capable of until we're willing to play full out and to go on a quest and crack different codes and open new doors and brace the unknown. Until we play to win full out, we just don't know what we're capable of. Hello, Victoria. The disappointment thing is a huge wound for women, and it needs to be healed if we're gonna like living full out. And if we have the desire of like, I want to do great things, I want to leave a legacy, I want to, change my whole generational lineage. Like, if we don't play full out, we're just disappointed and we're just constantly numbing. And then there's this emptiness, and then we constantly keep filling it up with different things, fast food and porn and all these things. And I'm promising you right now, at the end of your life, you will never be saying and being happy about, like, I'm so happy that I played safe my whole life. I'm so happy that I never went beyond what I was capable of. I'm so happy I didn't take risks. I'm so happy I didn't get in any debt. I'm so happy that I never tried anything new and I didn't fail and I wasn't embarrassed. Like, I'm so happy that I paid everything on time and everything was perfect and my house was always like, none of us will say that. None of us will say that. It is scary to open new doors, to go on a quest, to crack different codes. It is. Because we're like, what's on the other side of this door? What if it's disappointment? But the soul is like, we got this. God's got our back. I can't wait to share like this analogy I have for you guys too. It's coming. But we're always worried, like, what's behind this door? Is it disappointment? And it's only the human part of you that is afraid of the disappointment. Your soul is like, lady, come on. Like, let's go. But the human, the meat suit, is like, ugh, in case I'm disappointed, I'm just not going to play to win. I'll do the safe thing. If there's a chance I could fail, if there's a chance I might be judged, if there's a chance, then I'm just not going to do it. If there's a chance that I put myself out on dating apps and open up my heart on these dates and trust people, and what if someone doesn't love me back and my heart gets broken? If there's a chance of that happening, I just won't open my heart. I'll just be alone forever, or I'll get in relationships, never fully opening myself just in case my heart gets hurt. If there's a chance that people won't understand me, I'll never speak my truth. I'll just stay quiet. If there's a chance that I won't make sales, I won't even make an offer. This is what most people are doing. And then our frequency, if you imagine, like, you have this aura, and when you're choosing to do the safe thing and you're closing your heart and you're not willing to be fully open, you can't even attract people who are fully open, and you can't attract magic into your life because you're closing your frequency field. You're shrinking it. And your soul is like, let me out, let me play. Like, we got this. God's got our back. And your soul's like, I want more. But it's like, shh, numb it out, numb it out. That will bring me temporary happiness and good, which is temporary. And like I said, there's a lot of people coping with, things that they think are good. Let me just take a goddess bath. But it's like, then you don't even know what pleasure feels like anymore, because people are now mixing pleasure in a way that's numbing instead of actually enjoying pleasure. When I healed a disappointment wound and I worked on my emotional intelligence and my personal power, I became so free, and became so open. And then I attracted people who were open, and I attracted more money, more influence, like Adam. Like, I have the greatest relationship with Adam. It's one of my greatest manifestations was Adam, my fiance. He's truly my soulmate. Like, I would not have been able to be connected with Adam if on the back end I didn't have many good relationships back and I had like a big heartbreak with my ex and I was almost gonna be like, I'm just gonna close my heart. I'm not gonna like, trust or love anyone. But I didn't do that. I was like, no, I trust. I'm gonna open my heart up again. Even if it gets hurt, I'll be okay. I'll get back up. And when I met Adam, my heart was fully wide open. Like the first time we met, like we just dove in on all the deep stuff, and he fully opened himself to me, and we have the greatest relationship. How many women do you know were, heartbroken? Something happened and now it's like every time they date someone or meet someone nothing's happening, they can't find the connection. It's because they've closed their heart, they've closed their frequency field, they're afraid to get hurt. And how can you fully have this open beautiful relationship with someone if you're not willing to open up your heart? But we're so afraid of being disappointed. And this is why we close our frequency field. And then we're like wanting more or wanting connection or wanting love and pleasure and more money and influence. But our frequency field is closed because just in case there's disappointment, I got to close up. So for those of you who are new to my world, like I used to be in corporate, okay? And when I became a coach, the first thing I started talking about was the subconscious mind and manifestation. And I had to be so brave to go live on my personal page because most of the people on my page were corporate people. And and for some of you, when you get in personal development, like you were one way and then you're always worried, like, oh, I've changed a lot, which is the whole point, by the way. But like when I stopped fearing what would my old corporate colleagues think about me going live and talking about manifestation and quantum entanglement, my visibility grew. The right people found me, money grew. And shocker, some of my corporate colleagues that I would never have thought would be into this kind of work ended up coming into my work. When I healed the disappointment wound, I became so free, so magnetic in every area of my life because I don't close my frequency field. I am wide open, even if it comes with bad stuff, because I'm willing to get my heart broken if that's what happens. Megan said, I never damage my clients. They usually come to me after they have damaged therapy, actually. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's the comments. It's so funny. See, the comments stop here. I don't know why my Facebook is so wonky, but there. Okay, I'm just gonna read here. Dominique, I never settled either, and I was so stubborn about who I wanted to have. My partner's everything I prayed for, and he said I'm the same for him. Oh my God, and that's how me and Adam are the same way. Hi, Megan. Hello, Carrie. I'm so happy you're here. I love you. I love you. Okay, I'm gonna keep this here so I can kind of read your comments, but stay in the transmission here too. When we do the draw, I'll leave open some time for Q&A as well. Hello, Cynthia. I'm so happy you're here. Hello, beautiful humans. So when we are fully open and are okay with maybe bad things will come, then we're able to actually allow a lot of things to come into our life. Like if you're an entrepreneur and your frequency field is closed a little bit because you're afraid of expectations, projections, you're not even going to attract people who are open because we really do attract who we are. When you're a fully open person, not only you're going to attract miracles and magic, but you're going to attract people who are willing and open. This is why I often say, like, if you've been brave enough to invest in yourself during the scariest time, you will attract people who are brave in themselves. I was willing to invest when I was in 80K of debt. I think it's like 82 or something. And I was willing to invest, but then I attracted people who were willing to be brave because this is what it is. It's just like when you are powerful, you attract powerful people. When you're brave, you attract brave people. When you're open, you're going to attract open people. Like nothing takes me out from playing to win. Not the economy, not people's judgments, not the fear of being hurt. I know I'm going to be okay. I'm fully wide open. My heart is open to receive. And if it comes with something painful, that's okay because pain is not a death sentence, guys. Pain is just a little bruise and it will go away and you'll be fine. When you have power and emotional intelligence and you know you're going to be okay, you know you can handle anything, eventually you'll stop getting tested so much. You know, it's the people that are really like the bridges that get tested a little bit more because it's like, okay, if you want more people, let's just see if you can handle a little bit more responsibility and a little bit more projections. But you got this. I will never live a little less just to hurt a little less. That's not what I came for. That's not what my soul came from. Plus, let me tell you guys something. When we hit success, it's amazing. You hit a milestone, it's so amazing, it's cool, but the greatest wisdom comes through pain. There's so much wisdom in our pain. There's so much lessons in the failures. if you've been studying with me for a long time, like the teachings that you guys say that are like, oh my God, I need to hear this. Oh my God, this gave me a breakthrough. Those teachings were on the back end of pain. I was always willing to go through some pain, but I got the greatest lessons and the greatest wisdom. Failure will give you more wisdom and lessons than just success. You're happy, but then it's like, what's the next thing? Because really, success is a moving target, and we just keep moving. Hello, Sherry. I'm so happy you're here. Gorgeous. Right? The memories, the lessons, the stories, I promise you, are worth the pain. Pain is not a death sentence. It's a bruise, and bruises go away. I promise. Fear of disappointment is something that we all need to heal, especially as women. And this is what we do a lot of in God is Good because the fear of disappointment is not only do you play not to lose or you don't play at all, but it's also a recipe for a lot of self-doubt and hopelessness. And hopelessness is a very dangerous thing because it leaves us with the feeling of powerlessness. And that puts you on the frequency of victimhood and it really shrinks your frequency field. Just think about how you feel when you feel powerless in a situation. If you feel powerless to change something, that's a dangerous feeling. That's a dangerous frequency to live in. There's no faith, there's no hope. It's victimhood. It's desperation. It's despair and it leads to us doing all kinds of out of alignment things. So we really do got to build, we got to heal the disappointment and we got to also build disappointment resilience because it is inevitable during your human life that you will not be disappointed. People will disappoint you. They will. And you got to get back up and keep going because it's not a death sentence if this happened. It's just a temporary bruise. It will heal. You'll get back up. You'll be stronger. It's part of being a human, okay? But you can handle it because I guarantee if you looked at your life, you've been through some stuff and you're okay and you're here and you're wiser and stronger. So, for those of you who are really ready to play to win in your life, like all in this energetically, you want to step into your full power, let's talk about the kind of power that is needed, the kind of energetics in order to succeed, and whatever code you're willing to go on crack and whatever doors you're willing to open. So if you want, let me know in the comments, like what are you looking to crack right now in your life? What's the code? Is it a money code, love code, body code, health code, visibility, sales code, like, or it's like I want it all. Let me know. So is your energy in? I'm all in, even if it comes with stuff that I don't like, but I'm all in because there can't be any dipping of toes. No safe moves lead to winning. When you play to win, you win. But when you play not to lose and everything is safe, dipping your toe, either you get little mediocre results or nothing happens. So, like I've been saying, it really doesn't matter what you do. I don't care what strategy, what action you're taking. What matters is the energetics and what you're doing. Because if you believe you have no power, you act in that way. When you don't believe in people's power, you speak differently. If I didn't believe in your power, and I believe everybody on this live or anybody who's watching this replay, I believe in your power. The way I speak to you is like a genius. I believe in your power. But if I didn't believe in your power, I'd speak to you like you are not a genius. I would speak differently, and you would feel it in my energetics. And the energetics is so important because we're on a frequency. When you believe in people's power, you attract people of power. We're attracting people on the frequency that we're on. As soon as you dip, you change the frequency and then your people can't find you. Most people who aren't succeeding in the things that they want, it isn't because they're not capable, worthy, good enough, smart enough, or it's not even that they don't know what to do. It's the frequency and the energy behind what they're doing and what they're saying. If it's not fully all in, I'm playing to win no matter what, that's why the things don't work. And people can feel that. We're very intuitive, all of us. I'm really pushing it. I'm tired of playing small. Yes, my thing is trusting myself again. Lizzie, amazing. Money and health. So much body code, health, business, love, and going back to my business. Yes, I want to see you because Lizzie, you're a 5-1, right? And Amani Jen, you are here to be a big bridge. You are here to activate. You are here to expand. Playing small, coddling people, putting band-aids, pacifying pain, that is not the 5 line thing. That's not the 5 line. That is not. You're an activator. You're going to trigger people for a reason. You're a bridge. So you can let me know who here is a 5 line. So if in your mind, in your frequency, there's doubts, there's you worry, people are going to misunderstand you, you worry people aren't going to buy, you're not the same. You're just not the same. And people can feel that. I see this so many times with entrepreneur clients. Like they have this great idea. They get their marketing intact, they get their branding, they're excited. And then right when before they go to make a pitch, they're like strong in the beginning, and all of a sudden you can change. You can feel the tone changes, the frequency changes because they start to fear, oh no, people aren't getting it. Oh no, people aren't buying it. And then the pitch doesn't work. And they'll say to me, they'll tell me, they're like, I went in strong and then I started looking at people and I didn't think they were going to get it and then I didn't think they were going to get it and then I didn't think they were going to buy and I knew it. I was right. But it's like you don't even know if they were going to buy or not. You already decided to change your energy, your frequency. You started believing people were confused. You started believing people weren't going to buy. You turned your power off. You started to entangle with fear, and then your frequency changed. And so you don't even know who would have bought and who didn't because you turned your power off. You turned it off. You closed the door to possibilities. And then you say, I knew it. I was right. The minute you switched your beliefs off, you changed the outcome. If I won many, I'm a humbling moment. Yesterday really showed me how my aura affects people, and it was a beautiful learning opportunity for me and my power. Yes, I love that. Trusting. I'm a 5'2". I thought I was 6'2", but I'm actually a 5'2". Oh, double projection field, Victoria. One day you got to come do a reading with me. 5'2". That's a very, and you know what? That's transpersonal dharma too. So the minute you switch your power off, your belief in yourself and your belief in people and their power, you change the frequency. And so the people that were about to say yes, all of a sudden the frequency changed. And so they couldn't feel you anymore. The minute you turn off that certainty, you influence the outcome, you influence the room. Personal power is you got to leave the fears and the doubt outside the door. And you play to win until proven otherwise. You believe in you believe in people's power, and you believe anything is possible. You leave it open, and then whatever happens, you can deal with your emotions after. But you got to go in like, I'm all in, I'm certain. Playing to win requires so much power, so much faith without evidence, to believe no matter what. And if you're an entrepreneur, you guys know this. Like, we are built with faith without evidence. It's like we have to believe before the people come. This is when the people come. To believe no matter what, regardless of what it looks like. Because people who really have a lot of personal power, like they just don't give up. And you can't fail if you don't give up. The compound effect is such a real thing. Like, but people give up too soon. Or the energetics in what the action that they're taking is always like the safe. "Oh, I don't know, it's wobbly." That's why people will say, like, I'm so consistent, I'm so consistent. But then when you read their stuff and you watch what they do, you're like, play not to lose. People give up so soon. But people with power inside, they don't give up. And if you don't give up, you cannot fail. There's no such thing as failure until you give up. Because you get back up and you learn the lesson. What worked, what didn't work, let's go again. Like we say, I'm so excited. This is going to be the greatest launch. The best idea I just had came through. And then all of a sudden you start entangling, but what if it doesn't work? Well, let me not get too excited. So if I'm too excited and I fail, it's going to hurt more. So let me be a little bit negative. So then I feel like I'm going to be less disappointed. I'm going to tell you something that doesn't work. Okay. You're just entangling with what you don't want. But people think that. They're like, if I start saying, well, just in case I don't fail, I get a job. If just in case, like, I hear people sometimes and they'll say things like, oh my God, my partner's going to cheat. My partner's going to cheat. My partner's going to cheat. And then he cheats. And they're like, I was right. Did it make you feel like it hurt any less? No, it doesn't hurt any less when you're being negative before the thing happens. Like, I really go in with everything, full certainty, full trust, until proven otherwise. I don't start thinking and saying things negative just because I think it's going to hurt me a little less. It doesn't hurt any less. Even if you're like, I knew it, I was right. He did, and this is what happened. I knew people were going to buy. See? Does it actually make you feel less disappointed? No, you're still disappointed. It doesn't make it hurt any less to be negative. You just got to go all in, faith without evidence, and I trust, and I'm all in, and I'll deal with whatever happens after. Power looks like I continue to focus. This is why I spoke about yesterday, the what if spiral up. This I still use this on the daily. The human has fears. The human meat suit is programmed with a whole bunch of crap. We catch people's fears in the collective. Like every time I go out, I catch things and I can feel it. I'm like, why am I thinking this? And I have an open head and an open root and an emotional solar plexus, right? So I'm out in public and I start feeling weird and I start thinking like negative thoughts and I'm like, but this isn't me. So then it's like knowing that also we pick people's stuff up and it's like get away from people and then what if it works? You got a what if spiral. When if you guys did it yesterday with me, some of you messaged me like I feel the frequency thing. Because it could be like, what if it doesn't work, impending doom, or it's like, what if it does work? What if this is the greatest launch of my life? What if today I walk into a grocery store and I meet the soulmate dream partner, my soulmate dream client? What if this is the biggest launch? What if this is the greatest year? What if at the end of the year it's $1 million year? Like, if you keep saying that, you see your frequency changes. And I can't fail if I don't give up, period, because the compound effect is a real thing. People don't fail, they quit. Or everything that they do is in the frequency of like, maybe it won't work, but I'm just going to try anyways. Of course, intuition is important, but why start thinking about worst case scenarios? Absolutely. I always really love your posts and I get good energy from posts. I'm so happy. And again, proof again, energetics is what people feel. Oh, this makes my heart so happy. Yes, the upward spiral is so good. Do that all the time. You catch yourself in impending doom. And then if you can come into goddess code, I'm going to teach you things about frequency that's going to blow your mind and you'll never be the same. You'll look at other people being like, they don't get it. What's wrong with people? But this is the work. It's coming. It's going to be amazing. So people don't give up. I mean, people don't fail. They just give up. But if you do what you got to do and you keep trusting and you what if spiral up, if this is your dream, if this is your desire, you got to go through the finish line until proven otherwise, I believe, till the finish line. Don't close the door. Don't shrink your frequency field. Open it up. Don't close the door on something you want because you don't want to feel the feelings of maybe not getting it or maybe being disappointed or thinking if I'm negative, then I feel like it will less hurt. It's just not, that does not work. You're just calling in exactly what you're talking about. Power is I choose my journey, I choose my desires, I choose my dreams, whether there's fluctuations, ups and downs, and duality, no matter what. I want you to keep your doors open. Imagine your aura. It's this frequency. If you keep your doors open to possibility, miracles till the finish line, you're gonna track miracles. Miracles happen at the last minute. I've had miracles happen like the last minute because I continue to stay open. But what if it works? But what if? What if? We have to believe until proven otherwise. This is the game. I keep the doors open to possibility until proven otherwise. Even miracles make U-turns. As soon as you start what if spiraling up, the miracle's making a U-turn back to you. Oh, I'm coming back. And and we used to be so good at this, guys. Like we believed in Santa until and we believed in Santa, we believed in all these things. And now as adults, it's like unless you give me proof, then I will believe. Until I have evidence, then I'll open the doors to potentiality and possibility and miracles. And until you prove it, that's just not how it works. I'm willing to open new doors. I'm willing to go in the unknown. I'm willing to leave my doors open, even if bees come in and birds come into my house. I'm willing to open up to receive because that's power. We have to believe and keep our doors open till the finish line because anything can happen. Anything can happen. I always say this analogy because me and Adam watch sports and he's the one that always talks about this too, is like there's the greatest games of all time when a team's down and it's like last 10 minutes of a game and all of a sudden they start playing to win because the other team starts to play not to lose because everything becomes defense for them, and but the losing team starts to play offense playing to win, and then they turn the whole game around because anything's possible. I was saying this in my Faith Without Evidence, but like we really have to stop doing this thing like where we decide in advance that things are just not possible for us. Stop doing that. Why are we setting ourselves up for that? You got to stop saying probably going to be a no. This person said they were going to buy and they have the link in their inbox and it's been 5 days, probably going to be a no. Like you have to stop deciding things aren't possible for you or I can't. You got to believe until proven otherwise. Until you get a no, anything's possible because we don't know what could happen. It's our frequency. I've talked about this for years. Like people who like, you send links to them and they're like, I'm in, but then they haven't, activated the link yet, and then you start changing your frequency. Oh no, what if they didn't buy? But because you start changing that frequency, that person gets an intuition about it. And they're like, not for me. But if you believe and you believe and you believe until proven otherwise, then they're like, I'm in. People choose on their own timeline. Miracles happen last minute. And money and people go where there's faith, because where there is faith and where there is trust, there is so much power. Power is I have faith without evidence. I keep my frequency open to possibilities until I'm proven otherwise, until I get a hard no, until someone shuts the door. But then again, I could get a ranch and open the door anyways. But the other piece of playing to win is if we also want to tap into like exponential growth, you can't keep making the same moves. So this is what I also see in entrepreneurship. There's some of you that are so consistent and you're launching, or even in your fitness, you're doing the thing, but you keep doing the same moves over and over again. You're coasting. You're playing safe now. You're not playing to win anymore. There's no exponential growth when we're playing safe. Like for those of you who work out, and I used to be a personal trainer, I talk about this all the time. Like I do not do the same workouts. I do not do the same reps. I don't do the same intensity. I constantly switch it up so that my body never plateaus. If you do the same thing, same reps, same weight, same distance, everything plateaus. That's everything in life. We don't think sometimes what it takes for maintenance, but maintenance isn't coasting. There needs to always be a next move. This is power. This is exponential growth. There needs to be advancement in your moves. You could be consistent all the time, hustling, hustling, achieve something, and then you completely just take a rest. And then it's hard to get back in that momentum. There's no advancement. The compound effect, it's like consistent, but also what's the next move? There's got to be a building to the milestone, and then there's got to be like, okay, what's the next level move here? Because otherwise we coast, we plateau, and nothing changes. I believe in fairies. I do. I do. Yes, setting in advance. That's a really good one. Let your door be open. It's never closed or revolve the door. Exactly. Right? I love that. What's the next thing? We say like, oh, I want to just fall in love with my soulmate, but then we don't think about what does it actually take to maintain and deepen a love forever. Like me and Adam, we're always deepening our love. We're always like coming up with different ways to have a date night. It's not the same thing because that doesn't deepen the love. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. We want kids, but then we don't think about also we have to keep evolving as a parent because then our kids won't evolve. Like your kid has different stages. And so you have to grow in order for your kid to advance, like, in order for us to be great parents. We want fit bodies, but we don't think about what it takes to sustain it and to keep getting fitter without plateauing. We want to be visible online, but then we don't think about what do we do after we get the visibility and how do we keep growing it? There has to be a next level move. You want to scale your business? You can't keep launching the same offers. You can't be talking about the same thing. There's got to be an evolution. This is why I'm so excited because even like every round that I do in all my programs, and this is why clients keep doing like years and years of the same programs with me, is because like I keep bringing new angles, new content, new level of body of work. Like I am birthing a whole new thing about frequency now. Like I am so freaking excited. For those of you doing Goddess School, I'm going to blow your freaking socks off. And every time I'm launching something, there's something different because I don't want to coast. I want to advance. I want to evolve. I want new people coming in my world, but I want the people that are in my world to continue to come with me because Alina's always got something new, another angle, another body of work. That's playing to win. It's always going for the next step. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you can't even maintain something. It starts to die. Like if you can't expect exponential growth and scaling doing the same thing over and over again, coasting is not playing to win. And for a woman watching, all of you women that are watching this is a big piece of our power, is turning our magnetism up to the max, like shining really bright that it blinds people. This means I'm fully expressed, fully outspoken, fully in my truth, loud, bold, sexy, sassy, whatever part of you that is, all of it turned on. Because playing safe is not playing to win. A lot of women do this. They will play so safe in what they say. If you ever write content and then you go back and tweak it because you're afraid to like, oh, I don't want to bug somebody, you're playing safe. And that's not playing to win. If you tweak the way you dress or you're worried about the photo you want to put up because you want to avoid The narratives of this is the narratives that keep women trapped. I want to avoid being told I'm not nice. I want to avoid not being called a biatch. I want to avoid people not saying that I'm mean, I'm not being good, I'm doing something wrong. I want to avoid that people say I'm selfish, that I only care about myself. It's all about the money. I'm not a nice person. I'm a bitch. Like, and the way that you disempower a woman in our world is with these narratives. This is how you make a woman shrink her powers with these narratives. But our bigness, our boldness, our magnetism, our sex appeal, shining so bright is how we find our people, is how we empower other women to rise, and it's how we attract all the things that we want. Every woman that does this kind of work is says the same thing. Imagine if we all grew up with really empowered, bold women. Do you imagine our mothers were like that? These fully expressed goddesses, and every woman, our aunts, were all these fully empowered women, fully outspoken. They dressed and they talked the way they wanted. Do you imagine how much faster we would have all stepped into our power and not been these little good girls, play it safe, be a nice people pleaser? Because most women that I see play so small. They're just these exhausted people pleasers, nice girls. They stay quiet, they tone down just in case I might offend somebody. And this is why, because we didn't have enough role models. But imagine all of us, we stay fully in our power and our bigness. Do you realize the kind of woman that we're going to raise, that we're going to empower to rise? We turn our power off all the time. Because also we've also seen women be called, you're a bitch, you're selfish, you're bad, you're not nice, you're all about yourself. And these narratives, oh my gosh, is what disempowers women everywhere. Magnetism, shining bright, being fully expressed as a woman, it comes with a flip side. Magnetism is amazing. You attract a lot of things, but you also trigger the shit out of people. Because it's like the sun, you know? You wake up in the morning and the sun's in your face, you're like, oh my God, right? This is what we do sometimes when our light is fully on. We blind people, we trigger people. But the sun doesn't give a shit if it blinds you in the morning, okay? It doesn't give a shit when it's blinding you. It's gonna shine anyways. And this is the kind of power that we need to be in. People will be triggered by your bigness, you being outspoken, but that doesn't mean you're bad. Don't, who cares if people say you're bad and you're selfish and you're all about the money? Blah, blah, blah. Like, don't worry about those people. Those are not your people. But the thing is, when you trigger people, you're actually helping them heal because triggering people is medicine for them. They're not allowing themselves to do what you allow yourself to do. Like I was told once, like, oh, you shouldn't wear a bikini, and God forbid you wear a thong. I wear a thong every day, and I'm always gonna wear one. I don't care if I'm 90, okay? You don't like it, don't look. Like, I'm not gonna dim my light for anybody. Your powerful bigness, it's gonna blind people, just like the sun does. But you gotta keep shining anyways, because the people who need your light to rise are your people. There are women constantly looking for more powerful women. Look at what's happening in the world. We're still like, we're in 2025 and women are still being controlled all the time. Why? Because we're freaking magical and they know it. They know we have magical powers and they don't want us out there manifesting and collaborating, right? That's why they also make us compete with each other because we're so powerful. Women, like the world is constantly trying to control women, and the way that they control them the most is through shaming them, is through the narratives of the you're a bitch, you're selfish, you're la 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 la, all that crap. Shine big, anyways, because there's so many women needing us to be in our bigness. So you got to say to yourself, when you do trigger people with your big light, you got to say, I will never be willing to hurt someone to get what I want, but I will always be willing to be all of who I am in my power, in pursuit of my heart's desires, and to empower other women to rise. And I'm going to make peace with the fact that some people will not like my light. And the only people who really don't like your light is the people that don't allow themselves to go after the things you allow yourself. So they make you feel bad about it. And the people who don't do any inner work think that your big, shiny, bright light is going to take away from them. It's like when you shine bright, I feel not good and there's not enough for me. This is like the whole Cinderella thing, the whole Cinderella story. Like the stepsisters thought that Cinderella's light would take away from theirs. And so they had to tear her down. And we're afraid of that. We're afraid of being torn down. We're afraid of being called bad. You're not bad. You're powerful. You're magnetic. You cannot shrink. And I'm going to tell you something else that's going to happen, especially if you're a 5 line or a 2 line with the projection field. But people will tell you, stop it, be quiet, and shrink. They'll try to tell you, you better shrink, or I'm going to make you a villain. I'm going to cast stories about you as a villain. And they'll go as far as shaming you because the number one way that you get a powerful woman to shut herself up is you shame her. That's how you shut up a woman. I've been shamed in this industry by some really big, big people. And I'll never say their name, but you guys, your mouths will drop. I keep my power on. I'm willing. I'm okay if I'm a villain in someone's story. I don't really care. I am willing to be a villain in someone's story to keep my power on because my power for my aligned people is so liberating and so expansive. If I turn my light off, for those of you in my close proximity world, you wouldn't be here. You would not find me. There's so many of my clients are like, I don't know where I found you. I don't know where I found you. It's because I turned my light on. My frequency field was open. But I could have turned it off because I'm worried about being a villain in someone's story. But like, why do we always have to have a villain and a hero and a victim? Like, why can't we just all be sovereign humans? I'm not really sure about why we need these storylines. Like, how about we don't need a hero, we don't need a villain, we definitely don't need victims. We just need to walk towards our dreams and calibrate and be an ally. Like, I'm your ally. I'm your ally. I want to walk with you. But every time you tone down, you tweak yourself, you shine a little less, the people that are meant for you cannot find you because your power is off. Don't turn your light off. Don't turn your power off. Because this is how they continue to control women with these narratives. And I know it comes a lot from women too. You know that quote by Marianne Williamson? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is not our light. It's not our darkness that frightens us. It's our light. And that always gave me chills because I'm like, that's the power of a woman in her full magnetism. I'm not scared of the dark. It's the fact that I blind people and then they make me a villain for it or make me bad about it. And I just got to be okay with it. This is what I mean. It's like I want visibility, but I don't want the shame part or the projection part. And that's why the money doesn't come. That's why the visibility doesn't come. You have to be the kind of person that's like, I'm okay. I'm okay to be the villain in someone's story because I know for the right people, I'm activating them. A lot of people don't like my light, it seems. Yeah, that's definitely a 5 line thing too. Oh, stop. Recently talked to a woman who said, my husband says no, it's his money. Oh, bossy is a big one. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, never crossed that way. Yes. Like, and when you get stuck in imposter syndrome, it's like, who am I to be this big and powerful and happy and magnetic, Alina? Who are you not to? Like, you're a child of God. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so others don't feel insecure about you. You're actually activating them. For those of you trigger people, you are activating them. They need that medicine. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us, and it's in all of us. We all get to shine really bright. And when we liberate ourselves from these human fears and these bullshit rules and narratives, and we stand fully in our power, we unconsciously give permission to others, and especially women, to liberate themselves. When you shine bright in all your power, you will trigger people. But the peace comes when you just let people be wrong with you, wrong about you. One day they'll do their inner work and they'll come back. And you focus on who you're going to activate with your light. You focus on what you're capable of, your gifts, and you play to win. That's all that matters. Like, that's all that matters. Don't put your power on ice. Take it off ice, okay? My light does trigger people, but I don't shrink because I'm an activator. The people that are meant for my world, I'm their ally, and they're not going to find me if I turn my power off. My role on the planet, and I wrote a post about this so people really understand, and I'm not like, this is, some of you guys are healers. Some of you are the mothers. You're here to pacify pain. You're here to put the bandage on the wounds. That's not my role. I will sit with your pain. I will cry with you, but I'm not going to pacify your pain, and I'm not going to put a bandage on your wound because I know God heals all. I'm here to activate you and expand you and train you for greatness so that you push through your limits. I push limits. Mothers pacify pain. Mothers put band-aids on wounds. Mothers say, it's okay, stop. Your muscle is hurting. Let's put like, I'm not that. I activate you to push through your limits, your fears, and move through the pain, just like a trainer in the gym. And for those of you in human design, if you're a six line, you're a manifester, you're a manager, like projector, like five lines, six lines, like we're not healers. We're not here to pacify pain. We are here to kind of trigger people in a way and activate them because we're here to push them through their limits. So I'm an activator, I'm an expander, I'm your mentor, I'm your ally. I'm your best friend. I want the best for you. I want to walk shoulder to shoulder. There is no hierarchy, but I'm not going to carry you. If you fall off the mountain, I'm going to be like, get back up. Let's go. Let's go. But I'm not going to carry people. I'm not going to mother you because when you mother people and you carry people, you take their power away. And guess what? Then they're going to blame you anyways because now you're not there. Every time I have female entrepreneurs always ask me, they're like, how do I grow this business without burnout? How do I scale my business without the burnout? By activating and influencing people to move with you. And how you build a business and you scale a business with burnout is the fact that you carry everyone on your shoulders in order for them to move. Instead of carrying people on your shoulders and pushing people and being like, come on, come on, I'm gonna pull you up this mountain. Like, you got to be so strong in your personal power that you lead yourself to where you got to go. And then you become a tuning fork for people to calibrate to. I'm a tuning fork. And when you feel out of alignment, even if you're strong, this is why we all have mentors. I've had mentors my whole career. When you feel out of alignment or you struggle to move or there's something hard and you go find a tuning fork that you calibrate to, and then you become a tuning fork for other people. This is what we're here for. And if you don't know what a tuning fork is or what calibration is, if you're new to these kind of terms, it's like humans are instruments, okay? It's like if you imagine a guitar out of tune, you need a tuning fork, right? This is what mentors are. It's like you're out of alignment, you come attune, you come calibrate to my frequency. Humans are music instruments. Like we have frequencies, and our frequencies sometimes get out of alignment. So that's why we have coaches and mentors and guides and tuning forks. So we attune to different frequencies, so we calibrate. Humans sync up in our beliefs and our energy and our frequency. The more you're in my world, the more we're attuning to the same frequency. And Adam always laughs because my partner's a 5'1", and when he met me, like, he's gonna be turning 50 in a year. And when he met me, he didn't know what manifestation was or angel numbers or anything. Now he's in the manifestation calibration. We talk the same thing, but like he laughs because he's like always talking to people at work now, like we're on the same frequency to his own boss. And he's just like, what? But now they're using the language. And I just kind of laugh because it's like people like attuned to even your language. Like me and Adam will like be driving and I'll think of him and then we drive by each other and we're like, I was just thinking about you. Or we'll say the exact same thing all the time. Or I'll look at him and wink and we'll laugh because we're like on the same frequency. Like we don't have to learn so much as we need to attune to other frequencies. And this is the fastest way that we get to where we want to go is like walking with people who are going towards where we want to go. When you're just learning on your own or you're not connected to the person that you're learning from, they don't make you feel something in your emotion, learning becomes very cerebral. And when learning is cerebral, we don't shift. This is why I often say when you're in my programs, I say don't take notes at the beginning. Lean back and listen. Let things hit your heart. Because plus, when you're writing notes, you're missing things. But also, it's very cerebral when you're in your head and you're not letting it hit your heart. In Goddess Code, I'm gonna make you feel every single call, I promise you. And you're gonna have shifts. And when you feel things, you don't need to take a note to remember something. You had the feeling, it shifted you, it's who you become. You're not gonna forget the things I talk about because it'll hit you in your heart center. And once it hits you in your heart center, you change. This is why calibrating and syncing up with people is the fastest way to get somewhere versus like cerebral learning, writing things down, memorizing notes. I don't take notes, okay? I listen, I let things hit me, I contemplate, and I go and take action on it. That's how we hyperspeed. And I attune to the frequencies of mentors going towards the things that I want. You know, feeling is everything. Yeah. It feels amazing to be a tuning fork for other people. Oh my gosh. Josh and I are so connected. I will think something, he'll literally come home with it. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Anytime, and you have this with people too. Like you'll think about someone, they just call you. I always believe that when you're thinking about somebody, somebody's thinking about you. And I don't know who said this, but I was learning somewhere, 'cause I'm like learning all this shamat, all this like energetic stuff right now. And They say that if you even touch hands with somebody, the minute they think about you anywhere, if they're in your thoughts because they're thinking about you. So it's crazy. We guess we get on people's frequencies. It's really cool. So as women, I'm not a note taker and I miss things. Yeah, but that's okay because this is why I say always go rewatch my stuff because there's a lot of things that I drop in my calls. There are. And this is why a lot of my clients will say, like, I listened to this one module 4 times and I heard something different every single time. I'm like, I know, because the way our brain is designed is like the things that you need to hear, you're going to hear them and then you're going to start thinking about it. But then you're going to listen back and you're going to hear something different. All my modules are like that. There's more than you can actually imagine in these kind of conversations. There's a lot that I'm saying even here. And you're going to listen back and you're going to hear something different. And then you'll listen back and you hear something different. We're not always ready to hear everything. But the more you're in my world too, the more we're also speaking the same language. And that's really cool. So I texted my best friend today and he was like, I was just meant to text you earlier. It happens all the time. Yes, I just realized that the reason why my partner doesn't trust me or see me as responsible was because I didn't see myself that way. Yeah, and you're a mirror with the 5 line. So that is an amazing realization. So as women, we're not taught to be powerful. Actually, we're not taught to be women at all, okay? Unless you had, let me know in the comments, unless some of you had this goddess mother who was so fully expressed, the way that most of us were raised was to either be nice, good girls or mothers. But most women don't know what it means to be a woman. I didn't really find until I got into this work and started learning about feminine energetics and doing inner work and inner child work and all that. I was like, oh my God, my whole life I've been acting like a little girl or a mother, but not a goddess, not a muse, not an actual woman in her feminine energy. And I don't know about you guys, but the first time I heard that mothering energy was not feminine, I was so shocked. I was like, "What? The mother is the female. It's feminine energy." No, it's masculine energy. And I thought that was so shocking, but then it made so much sense because what's a mother? It's a provider, it's the protector. You get in the middle of a mother and her cub, you dead, okay? She's gonna take your face off. There's nothing feminine about a mother protecting her child. It's the providing energy. It's masculine energy. And so, of course, when I look back at my relationship, I'm like, of course they didn't work. I was either inner child was coming out, wreaking havoc, or I was bossing them around like I was their mother. And so even our own moms, unless you had a total goddess mom, like you didn't get taught how to be a muse. You got taught to be a mother because your mom role modeled how to mother you, and then you went on mothering your partners and everybody else. We weren't taught to be these powerful feminine women. Me too. It makes unbelievable sense. I love learning that inner child work. Yes, mother. The difference between mother and mothering. Yes, like so why so many women have a hard time being in their feminine energy with their partners and they say things like he's not romantic and or the men are looking for other people. It's because nothing turns a man off more than when you're mothering him, okay? When you're like, pick up your shoes. Did you take your vitamin? Why are you drinking that? Don't drink that other beer. Put your clothes away. Like, did you call the doctor? Did you take your pills? Why are you leaving socks everywhere? Did you put your dishes away? Like, when you speak like that to a man, there's no sex that's going to happen. There's no sexy times coming. Okay. You are the mother. And let me tell you something, stop mothering your man because he's already got a mother. And if he doesn't have a mother, it's not your role to be the mother. You're here for a loving, powerful, romantic, juicy relationship. You're not here to mother. Ever since I learned this work, I have never once mothered Adam, not once. I don't remind him of you should pack your lunch. I don't remind him of anything. I'm not telling him to pick up his socks. Like he's a grown man, okay? Like he doesn't need a mother. He already has one. I want to be the muse. I want to be the sexy goddess. I want to have a juicy romantic relationship. The only time I ever mother him is if he's sick, okay? And I take care of him, and that's it. But I want a sexy, loving, romantic, juicy relationship. And I have that because I'm the muse in the relationship. I'm in my feminine energy. And even as a coach and a mentor, if you take on this mothering archetype with your clients, you check up on them. Did you do your homework? You're the accountability coach. All you do is take their power away. And then when they're out of your containers and they can't lead themselves because you never taught them how to lead themselves and you just mothered them, they're going to blame you that you weren't a good coach. You didn't do anything for them. But it's because you mothered them the whole time. We take people's power away. Even my kids now, like they're all at the age now. My youngest is 7. I'm going to be 8 in January. Like, yes, there's mommy, there's mothering, but a lot of it is like I speak to my kids like they're adults because I'm not raising kids, I'm raising adults. And it's proven now with a lot of psychology, the parents that raise their kids like they talk baby to them still and they're constantly coddling them, they're very disempowered adults. They don't know how to lead themselves. They're not very powerful. So everywhere I look, I see women mothering everybody, and then they're losing their shit. What did women say? I did everything for him, and he left me for someone else. Yeah, he went for a muse because you were constantly mothering him. Like, I did everything for them, and they don't care. It's like, you don't get mad at people because you decided to be a people pleaser, because you decided to mother them the whole time. This is what I hear from women all the time. It's like, it's not them, it's you. We act like everyone's mother, carrying people, doing everything for them, enabling them, and then we're exhausted and we're resentful and we're angry and we're bitter. And the saddest thing of all is the women who mother and people please the most, and they're the ones that actually choose relationships where they know that as long as they're needed, they think that's love, but they don't deep down, they don't even know if they're actually truly loved for who they are because they're constantly just doing things and they're needed for things. So they don't even know if they're really loved for who they are or it's because they're needed. And that is so, so sad. Like, do you believe that everybody in your life right now that they would still love you if you didn't do things for them? Because there are women, and I know a lot of them, and I see this all the time, they choose every relationship they choose because they're needed, because they feel like as long as I'm needed, I'll avoid people leaving me. It's a control thing, right? It's controlling to not get hurt. As long as people need me, then they'll never leave me and they'll never hurt me. If I choose people who need me, they can't leave me and I'll feel important. But then what does that really lead to? I did everything for them and they didn't care about me and I'm exhausted and I'm bitter and I'm angry and I'm alone. Like it's like you chose to choose people who needed you because you felt like that's the only way to receive love. And it's so sad. You know, we hear this all the time from women to break down. I did everything for them. The truth is you chose to do that. You chose to choose relationships that you feel like people needed you just so that you could again avoid the disappointment and the heartbreak. Women, I'm telling you, and I see it all the time, they settle for partners that are so safe because they like, well, at least this person won't leave me, instead of going for the full romance and being attracted and having the greatest love affair, but they're so afraid of getting disappointed. And this starts at such an early age. It really does. In Goddess Code, we're healing the disappointment wound for good. We're not playing small. We're not settling. We're not pleasing. We're not mothering people. We're going to become powerful, magnetic, fully expressed, wise women who rise, people rise around us and we're open and miracles come. There's going to be no more chasing in your life, no more proving, no more hustling, no more people pleasing. All of that's going to be squeaky clean. And we're going to be the muse. We're going to be the powerful feminine energy. And feminine leadership is different than mothering leadership. Feminine leadership is really like I walk towards my dreams and I share stories. And if you want to walk with me, let's go. I'm going to help you connect with your intuition. You're going to learn how to manifest with the divine so you never feel like in your life you have to work hard to get what you want. And if you really think about it, if you have to always work to become something or prove to become something, then you're just constantly telling your subconscious mind that you're not it. And that's why it's not working. You don't have to work so hard in your life if you know you're actually supported. So I want to share this cool analogy with you guys, and I hope you guys remember this forever because this analogy is so cool and it's gonna really help you guys. Yeah, she'll post it right here. Yes, I will. Yes, I'm gonna post the replay after. This is a gold teaching. And definitely desire more in my relationship, more magic, more aliveness, but I also know that starts with me. Yes, always. Listen, the men, yes, they're amazing leaders. But the woman is the neck and the man's the head, okay? We direct everything with our magic. And I really believe this is why this work's so important too. You heal a woman, you heal the man. You heal the woman, you heal the man. And so more of us do this work by proximity, your men will heal. And we need healed men because the reason the world is so not good is the men that are running the world, they're all in their ego and they're very unhealed. And if you have a more healed, powerful woman, it's gonna change the whole world. So I'm gonna share something with you guys. I first started with Alina. She suggested that I take Goddess Code because I was a private client. I didn't really think I needed it, but it was one of the most life-changing things I've ever done. Oh, thank you so much. Goddess Code is so life-changing. That's why I'm saying if you can get in at 388 before Sunday, I'm going to change your life. And it's a mastermind. So you get one-on-one time with me, and we're going to do frequency work. And nobody's really doing that, not even the coaching industry. And you're going to see what I mean when we start doing that. And it's going to be like, whoa, there's difference between emotional intelligence and frequency work. And it's going to be a big game changer. Plus, you have a mastermind with me in Goddess Code this round. So you get to come talk to me. And if you don't want to come on a Zoom, you get to leave questions and I got your back. So I'm gonna show this cool analogy for you guys because part of being in our feminine energy is the understanding that yes, we need masculine energy. Like there are things we got to do, but we really don't have to work so hard when we actually trust that we're supported, when we're actually connected to God, universe, source, whatever it is that you connect to. But there is a divine intelligence, and when we're connected to it, we're always supported. So we got the human and we got the soul. But when we forget that we have a soul that is connected to universal intelligence and God, we forget to be in our feminine energy to allow and receive. Like when we forget that we're also a soul and we have this feminine energy part of us, that's the allowing, the surrender, the trust, the receiving, we never fully lean back. And we start to live a life constantly operating as the human in the masculine energy, pushing, hustling, working really, really hard to prove things, to get things. And a human that is solely operating in masculine energy, not divinely connected to something that's supporting them, make things happen. Allowed to be loved for who you are versus I make love happen. So if you live a life constantly in masculine energy, so everything is like, I got to make it happen on my own, I'm not supported, you eventually burn out. You burn out, and then eventually you start dropping your frequency, and it's not good. And it's like you start to spiral down. Yeah. I physically can't be in my wounded masculine anymore. My body rejects it, but I'm so not working on this wounded feminine. Yes, this feminine energy is so, so powerful. It's so life-changing. So if you're always in masculine energy, it's deep down, there is like, I actually don't believe I'm connected to God, universe. I don't believe I'm supported. I don't believe things can come to me. I don't believe in magic and miracles. And eventually you just burn out. And then also you the soul is kind of trapped because it's like, hello, like we're limitless, God's got our back, like let's go. I know you when you were born, you forgot about this, but like let's remember God, universe, universal intelligence, we're connected to it. In feminine energy, this is why Goddess Code is so important because in feminine energy we attract. We in feminine energy we allow. In feminine energy we receive. We allow support. So here's a cool analogy. Who here watched Pinocchio? Okay, well, I obviously watched way too many Disney movies and I have little kids, but who's watched Pinocchio? Okay, this is a cool analogy for you to remember this. So, if you imagine Pinocchio is the human part of you, and the strings that are attached to Pinocchio is God, the universe, and source. Okay, the string is the support of God, the universe, and source. But some human universe cut these strings off. I want to be a real boy and I want to do it like a real boy. So we cut the strings and we disconnect from God and the universe. This was me in my life. Before I found feminine energy, and I used to actually, I grew up Catholic and before God's always whispering through your intuition, but we cut the strings. And then God says, okay, do it like a real boy. But it's going to cost you a lot of time and it's going to cost you a lot of energy to do it on your own. But you're like, I'm gonna do it on my own because I want to be a real boy and I'm gonna do it a real boy. And so this is why we get burnt out. And then the whale eats us. So we don't want that. So let's stay connected to God and the universe and universal intelligence because There's just so much evidence that we're constantly supported, and you guys know this. Like there's always magic happening. There's miracles, and the more you're connected to the strings, to God, and you say, I make moves, but I trust God, universe supports me, the more magic comes into your life. You have a choice in your life. Either you cut the strings and you say to God, I'm doing it like a real boy, I'm doing it on my own, or you say, God, stay connected with me. I don't want to work really hard. Feminine energy is staying connected with the strings to God, to the universe. And it's trusting that actually if you do action, you do take the aligned action and you lean back and you trust and you allow, the magic will come. And I am going to take you guys through a piece in Goddess Code. We really help you to connect with your faith. Who here did faith without evidence? I might actually add that as a bonus to God is Good because it was like incredible. I made a whole highlight of testimonials. It was amazing. I actually had a lot of clients being like, I didn't believe in God or I disconnected with God and I connected with God and now magic's happening in my life. It's like we can get the strings back. You can do it like a real boy, but it will cost you a lot of energy and a lot of time. Let's connect back to God. And if it's not God for you, universe, life, source, mother nature, but there is something supporting us. And I have this really amazing, powerful process that's going to help you connect. I'm really excited. I haven't shared this with anybody, not even a private client yet. So I'm bringing in really magical things. And it's like I really got to shift things for you guys. So you can be a real boy. You can make things happen. You can be an independent, woman. Do it like a real boy, or you can trust God, universe supports you. That things get to come easily. That you can start to lean back and allow and attract. And when we start doing frequency work, it's gonna just blow your socks off and really understanding this kind of stuff. But we don't have to work so hard. When you know you're supported, you don't have to work so hard. Do you know why women are like the top for like autoimmune disorders and chronic fatigue? Because they're trying to be a real boy and they don't allow support. Some of them, they will say they're connected, but they don't really believe it. Like if you're always hustling and pushing, there might be like a healing that you need to do with God and your spirituality. And even in trauma work, I read a lot of books, obviously, and I learn from different coaches and mentors. But even in trauma, like they say, why is it some people like go through such horrible things? Similar, obviously, there's different, but people can go through horrible things, and some people like they walk with the trauma and they live their best life, and other people they can't get out of bed. It's like what's going on here? And when they do research and do a lot of psych research on this, it's the people that have spirituality that are the most resilient, that are the most happiest. Like we got to connect back with God in the universe. We got to bring God back on the planet because they're definitely trying to kill God off the planet. We're bringing God, we're bringing back the universe. Like we're supported. We really are. And even science proved this. Everything you break down is connected to the universe. And we're connected to each other. We're all a mirror to each other. Like hating people, that ain't gonna work either. You can't have hate in your heart. And there's something really cool about the frequency of love that I'm going to bring some cool science to teach you guys. But if you're on the frequency of love, I think it's like 400 hertz, that most of the planet is on the frequency of either victimhood or courage. But people in the frequency of love, they actually, I don't know where people got this number, but there's a lot of science behind it. But there's like people in the frequency of love at 400 hertz will rise at least 70,000 people that are on the frequency of courage, which is like 200. It's crazy. Like when we start doing frequency work, it's like, whoa, this is a whole different realm, right? But I'll tell you guys, ever since I learned feminine energy, like this is why my business grows because I attract people who understand feminine leadership. I don't coddle my clients. I don't carry people, not even my kids. I'm self-led. And the money that I've made the most is always on the days that I lean back. When women say I made 10K in the bath, they didn't make 10K in the bath. They received, they allowed, they did what they had to do. They took the aligned action. They said, God, universe, come in. Or you do the spiral up, but what if? What if this is the greatest launch of my life? What if this one post today connects me with one dream client that tells his whole network and they all jump in and it's like a six-figure day? What if? What if? Like it's possible. It happens. We're seeing it. This is the power of feminine energy. It's allowing, support, and trust. If you're always hustling and doing, you don't surrender, you don't receive. And then you'll always attract people who just take, 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 take. The energy vampires. It's because You also teach people your standard. In goddess mode, we lean back, and it's an essential part of manifestation for us to receive downloads and intuitive hits. Some of you get sick because you've been hustling, and God universe is like, slow down, I got things to tell you. If you're a manifester, those rest cycles that hit you, it's like God universe got things to tell you. The intuitive downloads are coming. You got to trust. There's a reason for that. The craziest things happen when I make space. Yes, I do. God changed my life. Without him, I was going to be in the grave. God is real. Physically gave me a hug in 2023. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I diagnosed with chronic fatigue 18 autoimmune. This is such a light bulb moment. Yes, the craziest thing. Oh my gosh. So this is the last piece I want to tell you guys something when it comes to manifestation. It is important in manifesting and receiving and allowing that we have a calm nervous system. A calm nervous system is a match for big manifestations. This is why energetics are really important. People, and just think about this, people are very attracted to the frequencies of calmness, frequencies of flow, and people are very much repelled from people who are in the frequencies of fear, nervous system, like nervousness, right? Like if you have a very calm, flowy nervous system in relationships, in business, that's where people want to send their money. Do you think someone wants to send money to someone who feels on the frequency of nervousness and fear? No, people are very attracted to frequencies of flow, of ease versus frequencies of nervousness and fear. This is so game changing in love, in money, in clients. Like we think that we're the only intuitive people. Everybody's intuitive. We catch frequencies, we feel things from people. That's why I keep saying that I don't care what strategy you use. Is the frequency clean? Is it calm? Is it trusting? Is it flowing? Because the frequency of fear, nervousness, desperation, unease is why people get so repelled, especially when it comes to money. Why would people want to put money towards a frequency that feels nervous and fearful? This is why when I am teaching people even sales, I listen to how people speak. I can tell when someone's nervous. I can tell when someone's fearing. I can tell like their tone, their pace, everything shifts. Like we're receiving money, like if you're not on the frequency of flow and trust and ease, people aren't gonna send money to you. You can pretend you're amazing and high vibe, but again, it's not about being high vibe happy, it's about big vibe. I trust. I trust the flow. A calm nervous system is a magnet for manifestations. And I can guarantee you guys have had this experience. Have you ever had this experience? And I love people, but have you ever been around someone that you meet that you just don't like them? And you're like, everyone's like, but this person's so nice. And you're like, you don't like them. And it's crazy because you're like, they look happy, they look put together, they seem nice, they're smiling, but you don't want to be around them. It's something to do with their frequency. It's something to do with this frequency. Me and Adam talk about this all the time because Adam has very much different he's got an open head and open emotional surface and I like he's a projector and so he like penetrates auras and he always talks about this too. He's like there's just something about people. Like he's just like there's something off. Like they talk like great. They look great on paper. They look charismatic. They seem like they're nice and people are like these people are so nice and you're like I don't like this person. Why? There's something up with the frequency. It's not even an emotion. There's something up with the frequency that they're on is not right. It's a frequency thing. And have you ever been on a date with someone where they're like, being charismatic, but you can just smell all they want to do is get in your pants. They're just desperate. Can you smell that in people who are selling to you? Yeah, like that's a frequency thing. It's not even energy, it's not even an emotional thing. It's a frequency thing. There's something up with people's frequencies. And I am like such a reader of people's frequencies. This is why I've been able to help so many of my clients because they're always like, I just need another strategy. Just tell me what to do. I'm like, it's not even about that. It's your frequency. We gotta get into ease. We gotta get into flow, okay? This fear, this desperation, people feel that from you and they feel it in your copy. A lot of you say when you read my stuff, it's like it activates you because I'm activated. Energy also gets transferred in everything we write. Our frequency gets transferred in that. And then people feel it around the world. So true. The nervous system thing. Yes, yes. It's our discernment that tells about people. It is. And of course, some of us are even more intuitive, but either way, people can tell. Like I can smell when someone's being fake. Like I can smell like there's some people ain't doing well, you know? And that's why I'm like, it doesn't matter how put together you look. If your frequency is off, your frequency is off. The love's not coming. The aligned clients aren't coming. People don't want to put money with you. Like there's something up with your frequency. And I'm going to share different frequency things and I'm going to talk to you guys about in Goddess Code. It's like it's going to be a masterpiece and it's really cool. And so you are so powerful. I'm powerful. We are all gifted different gifts, but we're all given equal power. We are made in the image of God. Your soul is limitless. Your soul chose this human experience. It chose the body, it chose the parents. And it's like, let's go. We got a purpose, we got desires, we got dreams. Let's go unlock doors. Let's go into the unknown. It's honestly, it's just the human that limits us because the human has this mind that's programmed with all the subconscious crap. It's got the human emotions that when we feel off, we think something's wrong. We think that like the emotion is real. The thing that gets in the way of you being the most powerful, limitless soul that you are and becoming everything you've ever wanted is it's the human. It's the human that's riddled with subconscious stuff. It's the human that's unaware of emotional intelligence. And when we don't play full out, it's because the human has fears. The human catches people's fears and thinks it's its own. It catches people's feelings and it thinks it's its own. It's not. It's sometimes we attune to the wrong frequencies too. And it's like, what is going on? It's like the human, not the soul. That's why emotional intelligence is so important. Frequency work is so important. Personal power is so important. And understanding that like a lot of us we weren't taught how to be a powerful feminine woman. We were taught to either be a mother or a little girl, the inner child that freaks out and yells at people and punishes people. Like we're going to heal all of that so you can really step into the power that you're meant to be in. And then you're going to attract powerful people because power meets power. Power attracts power. And whatever codes you're meant to unlock in this lifetime, you have the power. You're meant to go on this quest and goddess code, who knows? It could hold some powerful codes for you. When you have the personal power, you stop fearing things. Like this is where we're gonna build a really strong core. In fitness, it's like you want a strong back, you want a strong backbone, strengthen your core. And we're gonna become these evolved, powerful, wise women. And everyone around us is gonna change. You heal, like if you have a partner that is like always being a little boy or like constantly triggered. It's like when you heal, the ripple effect will heal him too. You heal a woman, you heal a man. Like we got to stop acting like little girls and punishing people. Like we got to stop mothering people and help people really tap into their personal power. Imagine we were taught this stuff in school, we'd be living in a different planet. We're going to learn attraction, frequency work, and more than anything, like I want you to be successful. I want you to hit milestones, of course, but ultimately, like my biggest desire is all of us to come alive. Like you coming alive in your passion, loving your life, loving your relationship, loving your kids, your family. And then when pain comes, we know it's not a death sentence, it's a bruise. The bruise will heal, we'll be okay, we'll gain the wisdom. Let's go. Don't be scared of pain. Don't live a life don't live a little less just to hurt a little less. It's not worth it. You'll be disappointed at the end of your life. Your soul will be like, what the heck? Come on. Focus on the things you can change. Focus on where you have power. Focus on where you are capable, where you're gifted. Play to win till the end until proven otherwise. Until someone locks the door and says no. But the obstacles are really always the opportunity. Like when you fail, you learn, you gain wisdom, you learn lessons, and you pivot and you go again and you unlock another code. There's no rules, guys. Like there's no rules. They're all made up. All that bullshit that people say, you got to be married by
26, 20, 30. You got to have kids by the time you're 30. You got to have a house by this age. You got to retire by this age. You got to have a 401k. You got to have a pension plan at this age. You got to be this way. You got to eat this. You got to do that. You got like these timelines, this bullshit that people make up, it's all made up, okay? It's all to limit you. It's all to make you feel like, oh my God, if I'm not married with kids by the time of 40, it's dead. Is it really? Like, I know there's biology stuff, but still, people are popping healthy kids and meeting the love of their life at the age of 41 because there's no rules. They're made up. It's bullshit. Don't attach yourself to stupid timelines and okay, there's just a bunch of rules that people make. Even like people who say get up at 4 a.m. and blah 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 checklist. Like who made up this checklist? Bullshit. Live your life on your terms. Make your own rules. And it doesn't matter what your age is, the best has yet to come. Our soul is limitless. And if you open yourself up and you start to connect to universe, to God's support, like the support will come. We're all capable of manifesting what we want. It's just that we constantly focus on what we don't want. We're constantly attuning to people who are not where we want to be. We are constantly what if spiraling down. That's what it is. And for those of you who keep pushing and hustling, really look at like, do I believe in God? Do I believe in the universe? Do I believe I'm supported? Because why do I always think I have to do everything myself? There might be a healing. I had to heal, and we'll do some healing like around God and the universe. And I'm probably going to put faith without evidence as a bonus as well, because this is an important piece. Feminine energy is about not having to work so hard because we know we're supported and we trust. And if you're willing to stay in your power and you're willing to go through the finish line, you're going to be so mind blowing about what you're capable of. Like, you don't even know what your potential is. We don't know until we start playing to win. I don't even know where I'm going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And I'm really excited because I'm never going to give up and I'm going to keep going and going and unlocking new doors and cracking new codes because it's fun. Humans are more excited about evolving than they do when you hit a success. Like, and you guys know this, you hit your first 10K, it's amazing, but then the excitement starts to dwindle because we want more. We're like mermaids. I want more. I want legs. I want this and I want that. That's what we're here for, to come alive and to explore and to go on these quests. You know, if you guys knew me before this kind of work, like I was just this chicken nugget, shy girl who could not speak. I did not know what the heck I was doing in this business, but here we are. I kept getting back up. I just kept testing and I kept experimenting and I just kept going on the quest to crack these codes. And I will keep going on a quest to crack the codes. I will continue to evolve and I'm excited to see where I go. Like, you got to be willing that the soul came for this human adventure. It's got emotions, it's got feelings, it's got spice, but we need the duality. We need contrast. If you didn't just get hurt, you wouldn't know what joy would feel on the back end. We're grateful for a great hair day and a flawless skin care day because we're on the back end of having a bad hair day and on the back end of having a lot of pimples, and we're so grateful. Like, we tap into real pleasure and joy because of contrast. We need it. It would make no sense to be constantly joyful. We wouldn't even know what joy is. It would just feel like having a leg. Like, we need contrast. It's part of the human experience. The human has emotions. It's inevitable you'll have challenges, but they make you better. Pain is temporary. It's not a death sentence. It will not last forever. You know this. Like, you're gonna be okay. You'll figure it out. That's the greatest identity to have, is I'll figure it out. Like, I'm a Manny Gen with a six line, okay? So for the first 33 years, it's three lining. Everything was failing, pivoting with the man. It's like a double jump. The Manny Gen jumps and the three line jumps. Like, I failed more than people ever try. And I'm so grateful because I learned so much. It's what makes us wise. Wisdom comes through the willingness to go through the pain. And and I'm telling you guys, it's not hard to go through the hard stuff. And you guys know this because you've led yourself through hard stuff. You know what really is the hardest is to like walk ourselves to our greatness. It's a lot harder to walk ourselves to our greatness than it is through the hard stuff. And yet we're constantly fearing the hard stuff, but really it's the next bold move. That's what our next thing is. You know what pain feels like, but you don't know what you don't, but you don't know, but you know what you don't know yet is your full potential. You don't even know what you're capable of. We actually don't really know what are we an energetic match for. Like, where will I be 30 years from now? I don't know. And like, I love this work, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'm fully an energetic match for. I'm shocked by where I am now and the potential that I've reached. And I don't know where else I'm going to be led to. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the adventure. I'm excited for the quest, you know? And if you feel like it's hard for you to take a next move and you're afraid of pain and you don't know how to like connect with God and how to do frequency work, like come into Goddess Code. This will be the only time I make it at this price. Next year, it'll probably be $1,111 because there'll be a mastermind with a full program. And I'm going to be here with you guys. Like that price will go up on Sunday at 1 p.m. when I launch the branding. I can't wait for you guys to see the branding. It's like my favorite of all time. I'm so excited. Like, but you got to stop also waiting for circumstances to change because it's like you change and then everything around you changes. I started this journey with so much debt, with heartbreak, like in a low income apartment. I had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I was just willing to listen to my soul because I realized in my past life, I just kept playing safe and I was so miserable. I was so like, ugh, there's something more. There's something more. And I'm so grateful that I went for it. And I will never regret this journey. And I know my little old lady's going to be like, yeah, lady, you did it. You did it. You have memories. That's all we have at the end of it. It's just memories. All you see when you die is your memories. You're not taking the money. You ain't taking the possessions. You know, it's just the memories. This is the thing. Be willing to go open new doors. Be willing to go crack some codes. Be willing to go learn. Be willing to calibrate and attune to different frequencies. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna figure it out. You're in my world for a reason. We're connected for a reason. That's just trust. Like we can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Like the best has yet to come. Dentist Rhea. Oh yeah, I have a dentist appointment. Gosh, this call, you're amazing. I'm so glad you did. Playing to win. I'm so happy. I have so much healing doing this past year. It's been a shit show. I've lost myself. Oh, Anastasia. I'm happy you're here. They want to see you give up and fail. Yeah, people tell you to shrink all the time. And people make you a villain. Like, it's some people have made me a villain in their life, and I'm like, all I did is try to help you. But it is medicine for them. But sometimes people turn around. Like I've lost a lot of people, but I've also gained the most incredible people. And I wouldn't regret it at all. You're gonna trigger people, but it's medicine for them too. Like for those of you who are five lines, like you just being you is gonna trigger people, but it's medicine. You're here for the truth. You're here to push limits. Yeah, it's not an easy profile, but it's like this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to activate, you're meant to expand. So this is gonna wrap up the call. Don't do it like a real boy. Don't do it like a real girl. Stay connected to God. If you don't end up doing any work with me later on, if there's one thing I want you to work on is learn emotional intelligence. You can go on YouTube channels. I have lots of master classes on my YouTube channel. Do this work. Really contemplate. Am I energetically all in? Play the what if spiral game every time you feel the fear coming in. Trust the best has yet to come. Let go of the timelines and work on your relationship with God, universe, source, whatever it is that you connect to. But people who are spiritual, people who are connected to something bigger than them, they go far in life. And they're some of the happiest people. Like, you know, we watch a lot of sports in my family here and we watch a lot of track. And you know what I pay attention to? I don't really pay attention to like the whole sport thing, but I pay attention to like the people who are succeeding, and they're the ones that are like talking to themselves. They're the ones praying. And when I listen to their interviews, the ones that break records, they're talking to God. They say they give the glory to God. They talk about their spirituality. And you guys know this, like happy people are the ones that are connected to something bigger than them. People who are on victim frequency, blame frequency, it's like they cut the strings and they're trying to do it on their own and then they're getting mad at everybody else. And it's like we've all been given the same power. We have different gifts, of course, because we have different purposes. Who knows what you're capable of? But you got to be willing. And you can't keep coasting in life. Where are you playing small? Make your next move. For some of you, I'm so excited. I will see you in Goddess Code. So I'm going to be launching the branding on Sunday. The price will go up on Sunday. I'm going to go live on Monday. I will do the tuition draw. So for everybody who shares the video on my personal page or the graphic, you'll be entered in a draw to win 50% off. One person will win 80% off. And I will also give a couple free entries to a little mini course that I'm going to do in the We Go First membership, which will also be included in Goddess Code. So in Goddess Code, you're going to get Faith Without Evidence, Love Yourself First, The Art of Feminine Magnetism. It's a 6-week program. It's a full live program, calls like this, but more amplified. We're going to do inner work. We're going to heal wounds, emotional intelligence, personal power, frequency work. And then you're going to have chances to talk to me one-on-one on mastermind calls. We're going to connect with your faith. I'm also going to bring someone in to facilitate some amazing things with you guys as well. So it's going to be amazing. We're starting October 7th. You'll see me be in the full launch of it. So if you want that link, it's posted in the group. Right now you can get it for $388, but it will go up Sunday. So just remember that, or you can wait to see if you win a tuition prize. But it's the holy grail of my programs. It's really who I am, and it's really what I am really passionate about because I really believe like we heal all the women. We all step in our power. We're going to heal the men. We're going to raise powerful, magnetic women. The whole world's going to change. Like, and if they start teaching this stuff in school, like emotional intelligence, communication skills, how to attract, how to have faith, how to have trust, like different kind of world. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. So I'm going to do the draw on Monday as well. I'll put it in the event section if you want to come. If you're not there, I'll tag you. So you guys can continue to share the masterclass till Monday, let's say 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll pick some stuff. So thank you so much for being here. And if you're not going further with me, stay connected. There'll be some other master classes that I do, and I love doing these tuition stuff. And if Goddess Code is not something that you're available for, the We Go First membership is another place to be. It's $111 a month, and there's no commitment, so you can come in for a month and cancel, and you'll get access to so many different courses, and there'll be a mini course that's coming around frequency in there as well in October. So it's awesome. And it's a great place, and you can come as go, and then you can collect credits as well. So thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. When does it go up? So the price, I think I'm going to launch the branding around 111. You know me, my angel numbers. So let's just say 111 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, the price will go up from $388 to $777. So the link's in there, and if you want the link, just DM Goddess Code pre-sale link. Also, and this is the cool thing, if you're in my world and you do programs with me, you do always get this alumni thing. And so if you're an alumni of Goddess Code, reach out, you get even more of a discount, and then you get to come and do another round. And every round's different, and especially this round, because I've not done frequency work the way I'm going to do it. Like I've talked about it, but not to this extent. And emotional intelligence and frequency work are two different things. And it's pretty game changing and awesome. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Oh, I will DM you. Okay, amazing. Thanks for this beautiful conversation. And go back and re-listen to this stuff. I'm telling you, you're going to hear different things. Okay? And be like Pinocchio who stays attached to the strings. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being live with me. And if I don't see you in another container, I will see you on the internet. There'll be another masterclass later on. I have some amazing things coming. So thank you so much for being here. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you on the internet. Have the best day.